Hey, this is Brendan Quinn, MLive Media Group, here alongside Michigan football beat writer Nick Baumgardner after Michigan's 26-10 loss to visiting Utah. Nick, let's start with the back and forth that you had with Brady Hoke in the press conference here when you asked him. The thing that's being cited time and time again is not being able to do the little things, not being able to execute the small parts of the game that make the difference between winning and losing. They don't continue to do it. Brady continues to say it. You asked him why that's not being done.
Well, he kind of alluded to it a little bit before that when he kind of pointed inward and said, that's on him, because it absolutely is. I don't know what else he can say other than that's my fault and my staff's fault, because when you continue to be a football team that struggles with these small little mistakes, and even Jake Ryan said it's little things, and I said, well, what does that mean? And he's like, I don't know, it's different every week. And it's just like, well, it's something else every week. This is what happens when you're not a fundamental or a disciplined football team. And that's where they're at, and that's why they look like they can't beat anybody right now, and that's where they're at. And that's all completely on Brady Hoke, and it's on him to fix.
At the same time, turnovers, mental
Right.
mistakes on the field. You could say that the big picture is on Brady, but at some point, when you have a fifth-year senior at quarterback, you can't be turning the ball over three times and not finishing drives.
And everything avalanches because
Yeah.
you make small mistakes, and then those lead into bigger mistakes and bigger mistakes and bigger mistakes. And for Devin, that continues to happen. He gets removed from the game there in the fourth quarter or third quarter, whatever it was. Devin just doesn't look comfortable. He hasn't looked comfortable since the Appalachian State game, which was a disaster for Appalachian State. But just hasn't looked comfortable. Doesn't look like he's feeling pressure at all. Doesn't look like he's being able to identify any of that. And his throws today he missed guys all over the place.
Yeah.
And Shane Morris didn't do anything much better at the end, so I don't even know if that's the answer. Offensively, I don't know where you go because you just don't look good. There's nothing that you can really hang your hat on, and it's just rough.
Yeah. The idea of where you go from here.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone here can even give an answer to that because these players are coming out and saying, we still know that the Big Ten championship is on the table, but you don't know how much of that talk. We heard the same thing last year, and everyone knows how that ended. What do you think's the mental makeup of this team at this point to not kind of crumble and maybe come back and beat a Minnesota team and find some positive vibes?
We're going to find out, but at the end of the day, even if they're the mentally toughest team in the world, you keep playing like this and you keep blowing games and you keep losing like this, no one will be able to hold up mentally for an entire season. If these mistakes like this, these fundamental errors continue, it doesn't matter who you're playing. They looked today like a 2-10 football team with the mistakes they were making. They didn't look like they were anywhere near close to beating anybody. And I know the Big Ten's terrible, and maybe that's what you hang your hat on. You say, well, maybe we can do something against the terrible Big Ten. But if you're just going to turn the ball over and make stupid mistakes, you're not going to beat anybody.
Yeah.
And that's where they're at right now. They have to basically be back at the drawing board here in week 4, figure out everything again, and that's just a terrible spot to be in, but that's what you've earned.
Yeah, Utah's 2-0 this season, or came into today 2-0. Still a team that finished near the bottom of the Pac-12
5-7
last year. This is not Utah of going 13-0. This is not that Utah team. Fan base frustrations, things like that. What are you kind of expecting maybe next weekend to be like after having seen how today unfolded?
I think fans are just about at the end of their rope. I think for the most part, I think that it's just because it's the same thing. It's never different. It's the same. You turn it over again. You're holding. You're screwing up on special teams. You're letting up big plays on defense. You're not being consistent in any facet of the game, and that has been the problem for basically 4 years. And I think people are just sick of it because it's the same thing. If it was different every week and you were just getting tough luck or something, it'd be different. But that's not the case. I think fans are frustrated. I think they should be. And it should all be on Hoke because it's his job to fix this. They haven't gotten it done, and the continued struggles that are the same, that never change, are all on him. And this just isn't it's not a good coached, well-coached football team at all. And that's ultimately the end thing here.
That said, how much of this is on Nussmeier bringing in a new system? But everyone, it's all on Hoke. Well, the offense is the biggest problem by a mile, country mile, and the offense, Brady has very little to do with the offense.
At the end of the day, you lost your scapegoat when you fired Al Borges in January, and you blamed everything on him, and you moved forward and said your locker room had chemistry problems, and we just couldn't do anything on offense, and we need to fix that. Okay, that's your scapegoat. You use that bullet in the chamber, that's out. Is Nussmeier getting this offense moving? No, but ultimately it's Hoke.
Right.
It's Hoke's team.
Yeah.
It's Hoke's hire.
Yeah.
It's Hoke's decision to do everything. That's what a head coach is. You're the caretaker of the program, and your program is in complete shambles on the field. It's all on him. You've used your excuse. They're gone. I don't know what else you can say. You've just got to coach better and you got to play better.
Well, far more questions than answers today at Michigan Stadium. Again, a 26-10 loss to Utah. Michigan falls to 2-2. That'll be it for today. From here, we'll be back Monday from Brady Hoke's day after, or post up press conference. It'll probably be a long 48 hours until then. So for Nick, I'm Brendan. Thanks for watching.